creative process, like I tackle it like I do most of them. I basically read the script about at least 7 times before I even dive into costumes, because the most important thing is knowing these characters in and out, realizing like what makes them tick, right? And then once I know that, then I start diving in individually, like to each of the characters and all of their phases. And this one was particularly challenging because, as I've mentioned prior, it takes us through a lot of eras, right? We go into like the 90s, early 2000s, back to present day, and they're kids and they're adults playing themselves as children. Right. So that in itself was a whole challenging, wonderful thing that I had a lot of fun doing. Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of how I go about it.
Amazing. Are you like one to do a Pinterest board? Are you a Pinterest
sure. I'm actually not a big Pinterest girly.
Really?
Yeah, but I do use Pinterest. I feel initially always to convey some ideas with the director, and once I do that, I actually jump to my own boards. I'll use Pinterest to pull some references, but I kind of go all over sources. I dip into movies that I love. I dip into old magazines. My background is in fashion, so of course, like I dip into like my archives, and I think of all of those tangibles.
No, that's so good. Yeah. I'm honestly a big tangible girl too. I love the physical copies of things.
Physical.
I feel like I learn better and I like retain things better. So I love that process.
Yeah,
do you have any non-negotiables for a project before you come onto them?
I don't know that I have any non-negotiables for a project before I come into them. There's always things that I look at, of course, and I think for me the biggest thing is story. And then of course it's like the director, the actors, and that helps me have a sense for where I see that going and if I feel like it's the right project for me.
Did you take anything specific from this project that you feel like would be really helpful for you in future projects?
Oh, sure. I think every project is like such a huge learning curve, and like you learn so much from project to project. And Hal Harper, absolutely. Like I learned so much. It was definitely a huge undertaking, and like I said, we had to go through so many different timelines, and there's a lot of montages and flashbacks. So that in of itself was extremely challenging, and and I'm glad I feel like it made me a stronger costume designer because that was a first for me.
Yeah, amazing.
These characters, some of them have over 40 changes.
Oh my God.
So it was
big girl job.
Yes,
crazy.
it was unlike more typical series.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.